Hello and welcome all my fellow warriors, gladiators, and spectators. This week it looks like we are weighing in at 213.6 pounds, an increase from last week by 0.4 pounds. Let us see how this week plays out in this episode of Awakening Hercules. Midnight leg day, my friends. Let me show you what it looks like out here at 12 o'clock at night. There is absolutely nothing more glorious than an entirely empty parking lot that is usually packed to the brim. I was kind of thinking, damn, I should have recorded the first leg session of this week because when I came in for that session, I was feeling 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like energy was there. I was just like, I need to work out. I need to like expel all this energy that I have inside of me. But I think it was actually more proper to show you guys this one because I came in tonight pretty tired, pretty tired, and I was feeling like, I'm gonna have to really bring myself up to make this workout count. But those are the workouts that you need to have because that's when you actually work your mental discipline instead of just your muscles. You know what I'm saying? You're actually growing like hypertrophy for your brain, hypertrophy for your discipline, and for your actual mental pushing. So I came in here with maybe a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 energy level, but I knew in my mind that I wanted to have a 10 out of 10 workout. I didn't want to leave here feeling like I gave myself 7 out of 10 of a workout because I was just kind of falling prey to my mind or like my tiredness of my body, my fatigue. So what I did is got my warm-ups in, like I've been telling you guys, I've been taking my time for my warm-ups, but then I went and loaded up the leg press and I've been keeping my workouts varied and whatnot. For this one, I wanted to do heavy leg press. So I started with 7 plates and I got that for 10 reps, which was a bit of a struggle, but it was good. It was a good struggle. It felt good. I got to like 6 or 7 and I was starting to feel like, oh man, this is hard, which made me push even harder because I was like, if I stop now, I'm gonna hate myself for not giving that extra 40% to get 4 more reps. And then in my mind, it just sounded right to keep with 10 reps and drop the weight. So I went to 6 plates and then I did 10 reps with that, which was a struggle, but it was slightly easier. So then I figured what would be fun is to finish with 10 reps of pause reps. So what I would do is I'd come to the bottom of the rep and I would stop for maybe just 1/1000, 1 Mississippi, and then I'd push it back up. And essentially, I was just trying to keep the weight in the pressure of my heels, so that the stress was in my glutes, in my hamstrings. I was really trying to load my hamstrings, but essentially, trying to think of like making your hamstrings like a rubber band. You know what I mean? So when they're at the bottom of that movement, you feel like they're fully stretched, and you almost need to rebound. Like you need to finish the rep because your hamstrings need to come back to normal, right? Because they're stretched out like a rubber band. So I finished my 10 pause reps with 6 plates. Then I didn't film the next one. I did 5 plates for another 10 reps. And then I moved on to dumbbell sumo squats and I performed 100 pounds, I believe, for 16 reps for 4 sets. So 16 reps by 4 sets. And then after that, just because I wanted to keep the pace of my workout going, I had stopped recording everything and I just went and did lunges. Then I finished with leg extensions, then leg curls, and then finally with the calf raises. So I didn't film any of that stuff because I wanted to keep my pace going. Sometimes you feel like, you're setting up the camera too much and it's slowing you down. And in those instances, I'm like, all right, I already filmed my leg press. I'm gonna talk about it. So I wanna keep myself going. So I actually ended the workout. My legs were noodled, but they were huge and pumped. They felt so good. So this is just like a cue for myself. I love coming into a workout feeling like I don't have quite the energy that I should have or quite the ambition or the fire, but then forcing myself to pour gasoline on myself and light myself on fire and get myself going. Goku Super Saiyan Hercules style. So this week I've had a bit of an issue with my shoulders, especially when hitting chest and shoulder days. I've been feeling a lot of pain in my shoulder and really sort of towards the back. But what I figured was the problem is my rotator cuff. I figured that's probably stemming from there. So what I've been having done is I've been taking my crazy weird vibrator looking machine massager thing and I've been having someone press it deep into the bottom part of my scapula. That's where the pain is definitely reverberating from. And I didn't realize that it was as bad as it was, but once I had that pushed in there, I was really feeling the pain, seriously. So I had about 30-40 minutes in one session, about 15 minutes in the next session, and it kept me sore for about 2 or 3 days after I did that. So that obviously tells me that that needed to be done and will be done throughout the next week as well. Let us speak on the food that fuels the warrior.
I'm finding as I get bigger, as I put more size to my frame, as I'm adding pounds on, I'm needing more calories per day to continue that weight gain. Otherwise, if I just keep eating the same amount of calories, I will just like stick. I'll just stay at this same weight. So I've been upping my calories even more, making sure that I'm getting even bigger meals. Essentially, one of the tips that I'm using right now is just making sure that each meal is larger in quantity, because if I try to do what I used to do where I intermittent fast, essentially eat all my meals at night, it's just not possible because the volume of food, especially with the vegan food, it's a lot harder to get in. So throughout the day, I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting these large, voluminous, is that a word? Voluminous. So I actually just got home from knocking back 2 Super Bowls of pho, and usually 1 Super Bowl is like what a big guy eats. The people at the restaurant were just staring at me. I had this old couple that literally didn't know how to even like hide the fact that they were staring. They were just watching me eat the entire time, because I mean, granted, they're huge bowls, they're gigantic, so I was probably taking in about 1,600 calories, maybe 17, 18, I'm not really sure, honestly. There's so much food in there, but it's hard for me to quantify. But that's what I need to do. Like, that's how I get my calories in, and it's been feeling good. I've been feeling my energy go up. I'm definitely putting on weight. That's really good. I'm really stoked about that. And honestly, if you wanna be a big guy, there's no way you're just gonna lift hard and heavy. You're also gonna have to eat hard and heavy, which right now I'm currently doing. All right, let's have some real talk. I'm shirtless because I just finished my poses. My shirt's completely wet. I can't put it back on. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves, is putting wet shirts on. It's really gross. But anyways, let's have some real talk. So this was the last workout that I'm gonna have for an entire week. And you guys might be wondering why I'm doing that. I need to have a rest week because the last rest week I took was over a year ago. I actually can't even remember the last rest week I took. And you guys might think, oh, I thought you took a couple days off because you were sick, about a month or 2 ago. And that's not necessarily the same thing, because when I'm sick, I'll take a couple days off, and I'll come and work out and see if it's good. Maybe I'll take a couple more days off, but it's not a full rest week. It's not 7 days in a row where I'm not physically exerting at all. When you take a couple days off, but then you come in and you work out and you take a couple days off, you're not necessarily resting your central nervous system, and you're also not necessarily, or really at all, resting and letting your joints recuperate. And lately, I've been really wearing and tearing on my joints. I don't think I've realized that I've gotten older, because I'm still in the same mindset of when I was 15 and I started. And when I would go to the gym when I was 15, I would just smash it. I would just go 100%. The only thing that would stop me from finishing a set would be me literally unable to contract my muscle anymore. That was the best feeling ever, because I knew that I was doing everything I could. It was like sprinting on a field, like on a soccer field. I was just pushing as hard as I could until my body just stopped working. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, my joints have gone through this wear and tear over years and years, 6 days a week, every single week. I've never ever stopped. I've never messed up or taken time off other than injuries, breaking bones or something like that. So over this time, my joints have taken quite a beating, and now that I'm a little bit older, I'm realizing that I need to take better care of my joints. And now I'm doing a lot more warm-ups and cool downs and making sure I'm doing some rehab, but it's a little bit too late because now I have a bit of a shoulder issue. Actually, I have 2 shoulder issues. It's so annoying, man. My left shoulder is like minor and it's kind of gone away. My right shoulder is still there. So on chest days, it's been really wreaking havoc. It's been making it harder. On my back days, I've been able to get through it because I haven't been doing over my head type of exercise. I've been keeping it all low. And honestly, today my workout was extremely good. It kind of made me like a little bit bittersweet because the workout was super good, but I was thinking about how I'm not gonna be able to work out for 7 more days. And I know to you guys, it's like, what are you even complaining about? 7 days is nothing. But to me, it's like, this is what I love doing, man. This is how I outlet everything that I have inside of me. And this is what keeps me balanced and moving forward and progressive and ambitious. Because when I come in here and I kill it, I feel good about myself. It makes me want to go do ambitious things in real life. It makes me want to go build my business. It makes me want to build myself, my personality, everything. So it's rough for me to take a rest week, but it is necessary. And this is a reminder for you guys as well. If you've been going for a really long time, you've been going really hard, you might need a rest week. At least consider the fact that eventually you will need a rest week, and at least kind of plan when it's coming. Don't worry, there's still gonna be an Awakening Hercules episode next week focusing on my rehab. I'm gonna cover the details of that in the conclusion of this episode, so make sure you tune all the way until the end of the episode. But I just wanna let you guys know that for the past couple weeks, I've been kind of battling whether or not I'm truly injured and whether or not I can kind of work around it and kind of let the injury, you know, rehab itself while being cautious while I'm working out. But I haven't been able to, you know, cure this right shoulder injury, and I need to let it have its time so that when I come back, I can push those weights. I can use my chest to its full ability. I can do my shoulders without there being any tweaks, because pushing yourself inhibited, you know, pushing yourself 80% because you're injured is stupid when you could just take a week or two off, hit it 0%, and then come back and be able to hit it 100% for months and months and months and actually make true progression. Because right now I feel like what I'm doing is I'm stagnating in certain muscle groups. My shoulders, my chest, I feel like I'm stagnating. My back, I'm still progressing. My legs, I'm still progressing. You know, but there's certain things that I feel like I could be making better progress on, and I feel like it's just the wise choice. And if you truly want to be Hercules, you have to be wise in your mind, not only your body. So this week has been interesting. I've been kind of playing on edge whether or not I am injured or not. And like I told you guys, I am going to take a rest week. But don't worry, this week is not going to go to waste. It's not a complete rest week where I'm doing nothing. I'm going to take every single day to do as much rehabilitation work as possible. So next week when you guys tune in, the whole episode is going to still be up, but it's going to focus on basically what I've done to rehab my shoulders, what I'm doing with my back, and just in general what I'm doing when I take a rest week, because I don't feel like anybody should just do nothing. I also don't really believe in deloads where you do like 50% of the weight. I believe you should give yourself, you know, a full rest off of the weight. But I plan on doing a lot of rolling. I plan on doing a lot of deep tissue fascial release. I plan on doing a lot of stretching, perhaps some yoga, a little bit of cardio perhaps, a few other things, but that's what the episode is going to focus on, and basically what I do during a rest week and also what I'm doing because of this specific instance where I'm having these issues to rehab my injuries. As far as my physique has gone this week, even while not being able to hit my chest and shoulder days completely, all the other days, all the other sessions have been pretty phenomenal. So I'm not actually too dissatisfied with how my physique is looking. I feel like I have a lot of size right now. You are seeing a little bit of the bulk come on. You're starting to see a little bit of fluff, quote unquote fluff, come on. Basically that's water weight, a little bit of fat gain, but that's all expected. You know, I'm not supposed to look super diamond cut. I'm supposed to start adding a little bit of that fluff mass where you're starting to lose the lines. I might even look smaller to a lot of you who don't really realize the difference between, you know, being a little bit bulkier and cut. But that's okay. That's really when I start growing the best and when my strength and everything is feeling the best. Of course, I have to deal with these injuries first, but right now I feel like I'm right on track, and when I get back from this rest week, you know that for the next couple of months, I'm going to be hitting it as hard as possible, putting on weight as much as possible until I have to actually start the contest prep, which will be in mid or possibly the end of February. I don't believe I need as much as contest prep as I thought before. But that is it for this week, my friends. Do not fret. Next week will be filled with work of a different type. Content will still be coming. Videos will still be coming. I appreciate you guys coming in here and showing support throughout all the weeks of the journey thus far and all the weeks coming until the competition. I will see you next week for an entirely new and interesting episode of Awakening Hercules.